Good evening. My name is Adam Vincent, and I'm going to be explaining my interprofessional project that I did. So, for my experience, I did a simple project that consisted of providing a simple breakfast on Sunday mornings prior to a church service for the community members to come in. What this did is it gave us an opportunity to do two things. It gave us an opportunity to, one, spread the gospel and build relationships, but also, two, spread information regarding substance addiction programs and other programs to aid people who were suffering from substance addiction. For example, housing and job networking. The team that I had was a rather small one, only consisting of four members. The first two were me and my wife. We were responsible for providing the donuts, providing the coffee, and other simple items that we may need it. For example, the plates, utensils, any condiments like sugar, Splenda, or anything like that. The next person was Miss Ann. Miss Ann is the pastor's wife of the church that we were in, and she was building relationships with people and using her many years of ministry to spread the gospel. And the last person, his name was Wesley. He is a leader of a Narcotics Anonymous group. He's also a peer recovery coach. He works very diligently in having and helping people to find resources that they need in order to bring their life to a better situation. So this team together was able to accomplish many great things in the last couple of weeks. Every week the program only went for about an hour. It was longer for the team because we would go in, set up, and we would clean up afterwards. Um, but basically, all that we did was we just kind of opened the doors for people to come in off the street as they were, and just allowed them to come in, be served, and be treated as human beings. We were able to feed many homeless people, as well as people who just do not have the finances to fully secure food throughout the week. What we noticed regarding our project is as the weeks went on, while more people ended up coming in for the donuts and the coffee, but more people, again, were staying longer for the fellowship that the program was providing. We also saw an increase of church participation, that the church members were coming in and participating with us and coming in and talking to the people and all that. What this did is it opened up many doors for us to build relationships with people, spread the gospel, as well as spread the information regarding the treatment facilities that are available and other programs that are available for people for suffering from addiction. In our area, the city, which is in Baltimore, which is Baltimore City, we have a very big opiate problem right now, and many people are using or have used things such as like heroin. Fentanyl is also a big issue in our area, and there are a lot of programs to help people wean off these illicit drugs. For example, we have a lot of methadone programs around our area. One of the issues that we find is that people just continue to fall back into the problems because they're around it so much. So what we did is, one, we provided a place where they could have a different sense of community, that is not the same people that they see every day. It's not the same people that want to just sell them drugs, but it's also people that want them to have a better life, and not just have a better life, but have a better life in Christ. So when we got around to the end of the program, again, we noticed that even higher numbers of people were just coming in for the relationship aspect. They wanted to get the information. They wanted to talk with us. They wanted to build more relationships with us, which was very astounding to me. I can see through my project that we really utilized the social networking theory, even though we didn't know that that's what we were doing. The social networking theory uh, sort of is basically building relationships to spread information. In the book, we saw that we were making dyadic relationships, mainly because people would only open up to maybe one person at a time. Especially in the beginning, they would only talk to one person, maybe two people. But then as time goes on, they would talk to more and more and more, including people who weren't team members, but other people at the tables, other church members, which just was a very good thing because now we had multiple people that were pouring into these people's lives, multiple people explaining ways to get out of the drug addiction, ways to get to the help, as well as referring people to the leaders that were there that could provide even more in-depth information and ultimately have people see a better outlook on their life and want to change. This formed multiple levels of triadic relationships, and we saw a high density and connectivity with the groups. It was very interesting because it was something that was going on that, like I said, we didn't even realize, but yet this theory was playing out. And it made me kind of, when I looked at it at the end, I was like, oh, I made me really understand what was going on. So one of the things that we were able to work for was to build these relationships and to have people continue to come. And and honestly, people are still coming. We decided that we're going to continue this program, and we're just going to see how far it'll go and how long it'll go. And so far, it's doing very well. We have many people come in the mornings, but it's also a time that we can build these relationships, which we think is key in order to changing the way that the city thinks and the people of the city and how they form their relationships. Because ultimately, when they leave our church, they're to their own devices, and they have relationships with other people that are very much of a bad influence. So it is our job to provide good influences. And by using the social networking theory, we can better adapt that by forming better streams of information. What we found is that most of our local church members actually already knew the people that were coming in, even though they didn't know that they were coming, but they already knew. So this provided us an alternate route that wasn't just necessarily through the team, but also through multiple other people, providing multiple familiar faces, talking the life that they needed, the life that these people needed into their lives. And it was just a very good experience for me, I would say. I really wish that I would be able to have more experience in this field, just so that way I can more so apply the theories that we were learning about. Ultimately, I think that this program was very successful. We had a lot of people that came in and were able to get what they needed, whether it was the gospel or if it was drug help or if it was just simply food. And this was a very touching moment for me, because we didn't know how far it would go or how wide it would touch. But through the power that we saw with the social networking, we're seeing a big change, and we're hoping that this change will continue forward. Thank you, and have a good night.